And the Brenda, yeah. You guys been involved so long. Yes. Brenda's been a friend of mine since I came out of prison. Brenda's her husband. I'm a long-time friend to many of the people here. Yes. She also is the author of a couple of books. And
we have a special relationship. We're always arguing and loving each other like brother and sister. And so Gail and I came really to see Chol Soo and also to C.K.W. when I worked on it. Yeah. I think what I want to say is it was good for, I think, me and Gail to come after all these years because, you know, you do move on to different kinds of things and community work and projects, and good to come back and let years pass and look at things reflectively. And at the time, when the case was going on, there was a lot of political stuff that was going on. And as we've all matured, I think we're kind of going in the same direction. And it is very humbling to kind of look back and see when you're idealistic, you know what you think you're struggling for. And it's really joyful to come and finally see that Chol Soo, because we have, talked about that for a long time and trying to find the right people to really help bring it to fruition. And I still have, I think, a trunk of some of his stuff, which he wanted to burn. And it's true, his letters, the thing, even when he speaks, you can tell, his letters always have so much heart, humanity, and as a writer, authenticity. He just doesn't pull punches on his emotions and calls a spade a spade. So I'm just really joyful, and I'm really excited that the memoir is going to be shared with young people and be, or the struggle, not only during this time in prison, but afterwards. And as a writer, I also want to thank K.W. because K.W., if you think he's like this when he speaks publicly, he's worse when you're working with him at midnight, and he's yelling at you to crank out a story and talk about this picture and that picture, and he gets all excited about the fights going on inside the Korean community because it's always so lovely, those of us who do so. But he is really not only the grandfather, of journalism, but he really was the forerunner who started an ethnic newspaper in Koreatown magazine, and came back to us when our times. And then when he had his hepatitis and was in the hospital, we thought hopefully not on his deathbed, he was still calling into all of us, do this headline, do that headline, and you got to do this to this woman before she dies. And so we've done it because he's so commanding and so passionate that as much as he shouts into our ears, we kind of get the point. But I think someone mentioned, and I think maybe it was you, we really hope K.W. really writes his memoir too. He has fathered and badgered and yelled at all of us to write our memoirs, and many of us have. But K.W., my father-in-law, is 95, still giving speeches, reads every day, eats oatmeal, is very coherent and writes. And so you can't say that you're a cop-out to you to say you're over the hill and you've got a few years left. And I say bullshit back. Don't let him badger any of you to write your stories, badger him to get down and write his story, because we have friends from Harvard, people who have, they're not all bad, who have really been foot soldiers in Koreatown with the LA riots, because I was the editor at the time. And there's a lot of people that really would like K.W. to tell his story, because he was one of the first in the civil rights movement in the South. And he witnessed things that we don't know about, and it's not written about in history, his personal story. So next time you see him, if you keep in contact, take your tape recorder, let him babble on the way he does, but maybe that's the only way we're going to get him to do it. So everyone should have a campaign to have a tape recorder, see K.W. for the next 10 years, get him focused, and he can be cut off. It's okay to cut him off, because you got to get his story out. His story is going to be the story that comes even before Chol Soo's story, because Chol Soo, Grant, Rich, all of us really are in the footsteps of K.W. So it's a pleasure for me to thank you publicly, because I've been in Vietnam for many years and was able to go to all the meetings, you know, and tributes for KW, and to see Chol Soo. So thank you very much. And
I'm sorry.
Right. Stop bugging me. On Facebook, he said, I was in Korea. He sends me a face, where the hell are you?
Look out for
terrorizes me.
KW Lee, the mini-series.
No, I just have to mention. You see, I take Brenda and Gail as granted, so I don't mention it. But they have been, they are children of these
he doesn't need this.
by the way. These are children of true patriots. That's another great tragedy of Korean.